What's good, you guys? Danelle here, episode 4, Road to Veteran. Let's go. Before we start, I really want to thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm new to the Go Battle League scene, new to YouTube, but I really want to give you guys as much content as possible. So if you guys could at least like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And in this team, I actually have Galv as lead, and in my opinion, I think is very good for you because it does answer a lot of the meta's top monsters so far. One main weakness, as you can see, is Marowak. And unfortunately, on this one, I lost because I totally forgot to change my Ninetales' secondary move back to Psyshock, which would have maybe saved me. But with the one shield we both had, I don't think I would have survived it anyways. But yeah, so my rating actually went up to 200 last night. My sets were 3 wins, 2 losses, 3 wins and 2 losses again, and then the last 3 sets it was 4 wins and 1 loss, which was great for me. And I learned a lot about this team, so I think I'm gonna hold on to this squad and play with it until I hit veteran. And beyond, because it does answer a lot of the metas, like I said, a lot of the metas top monsters. So here my opponent has a Grand Bull, and the charm on Grand Bull is insane. So I let my Galv die, and as you can see, I don't even shield any of Grand Bull's move set. Well, actually, he didn't even use any of his moves, but I let Galv die all the time. Like I said, I use it as a third shield. Here, unfortunately for my opponent, his Azu was already on low health, so I won that. And Politoed, one of my favorite Pokemons, I actually have a 100% IV, and I'm probably going to use it in the Ultra League. Here, I catch his Fire Punch, and it was great for me because Hypno is an interesting Pokemon. I could have just stayed with Galvantula, but at this time, I knew I had I already had my attack on a Galvantula loaded. So here I just let Azu die, and thankfully I'm still alive, barely. Quickly change to Ninetales, and he goes to Toxicroak, which is insane. It was a blind exchange, and it was very dangerous because if it was a Marowak, I would have been completely annihilated. But thankfully, it was a fighting and poison. And here, this is a winning area for me. I had to shield the first one because I didn't count if the Politoed was on Weather Ball range. So yeah, that was my bad. So it's all good. My 2 losses right there on the first set, and from here on is gonna be all wins. So it's an Obstagoon. He catches my I think my Lunge or Discharge on his Galarian Stunfisk, and here I go for Hydro Pump. He doesn't shield because for most of the part Azu does not run Hydro Pump. But I've noticed that mostly safe swap Azus do run Hydro Pump to cover a lot of the weaknesses that your first lead has. So for myself, Galv is very weak to fire. So that's the reason why I run Hydro. And also because when I face Skarmory, for example, as like a safe swap or whatnot, I can utilized Azu a lot better. So yeah, here we go. We face Muck. I lunge, and Lunge is so strong. If you guys can see, goes for a Dark Pulse. So we're both super close And I get to my lunge, my second lunge, and I see a Marowak. And this is perfect for me because I can align with the monsters that I have. Sorry, the monsters. The Pokemons that I have, and he has a Snow. So Snow versus Ninetales is actually not as close because it's shadowless. So he gets rid of mine because I'm trying to save my shield as much as possible. Because this Marowak, I just wanted to be 100% sure I would definitely beat it. As you can see, he shadow boned me the first one, and my defense fell. So I really needed as much shield as possible. And he gets to his last one. I think it's a shadow bone. Yeah, it's a shadow bone that would have taken me out. So as you can see, I saved my shield just for Azu, and at this range, play rough was enough. So we go here to another Politoed lead. And I quickly swap to my Azu. Azu versus Stunfisk right now is pretty good. My IV rankings for all of them are basically top 70, top 60 ranking. IV rankings don't really matter until they do when you mirror match, for example. And there's a match here where I face a Galvantula, and you guys will see why IVs are really important when you get really high in ranking. Here I catch his I think it was a Weather Ball. Yeah, so I do catch his Weather Ball. Unfortunately, his Snow is super loaded. But I wanted to preserve my Azu because I didn't know if there was a Marowak at the back, like if it was like Politoed, Obama, and Marowak at the back. So I wanted to make sure I had an answer to that, but there was no Marowak for that match. And then here's another lead for Politoed. So basically 3 leads with Marowak. And guys, I did not even know this, but I didn't know that Ninetales had Solar Beam until I looked at my own Ninetales and was like, what? Ninetales has a Solar Beam? And yeah, I just got beamed right there. But thankfully, with even with Bubble being nerfed, we both tied right there. And here I guess we just blindfolded switched because I didn't know what was on his side. I quickly switched to my Galvantula when he puts back his Politoed. Here I'm just really afraid of Earthquake, and I haven't checked how much it takes for Earthquake to be made. So I know that it takes 2 Weather Balls. 2 Weather Balls equals to 1 Earthquake. I just know how many fast moves that is. So here it's a normal Stunfisk, and I actually can't remember what is Stunfisk's weakness, so I go for a Lunge because I do know that Stunfisk is really it's problematic against Azu, but here he changes to Marowak, and I should have, even on this set, I should have changed my I should have changed my my move to Psyshock. So later on, you guys will see that I changed it back. But I was playing with Dazzling Gleam because I was thinking, well, Dazzling Gleam is super strong and super spammy. It answers like if I do face another Azumarill, like here. But I've realized now that Galvantula and my own Azumarill can take out my opponent's Azumarill. So yeah, here I go for a Lunge and I take it out, but they have their own mirror that we both I have to face, and he goes for a Play Rough, I believe. Yeah, it's a Play Rough. But yeah, so here it's a Shadow Victreebel. I go for a Lunge. It's super effective. I think he shields this. He does not shield it. Oh wait, it's not super effective? I forgot it's a grass type and poison. So my bad. So I stay here with Marowak, I wait for my timer clock, and I of course go for Azu. So both his Pokemons are weak to my Hydro Pump. So I quickly go for Hydro for both. I overfarm a little bit just so I can get more energy, and my opponent of course quits because once that Galarian Stunfisk is gone, it's over. I go for Lunge against Gardevoir. Like I said, I let the Galvantula die, and the charm on Ninetale was super strong. So I see now that both Gardevoir and Medicham are weak to Ninetales' charms. He goes for Power Up Punch, but it's too little, too late, anyways. I believe they shield this one. Oh, sorry, they're shieldless. So yeah, after that craziness, yeah, it's over. Here, I don't know why my opponent safe swapped to Skarmory. I guess here I had to preserve my Galvantula if he safe swapped to Skarmory, just so I could take out two of his Pokemon. Here I was counting. It wasn't a Sludge Bomb, so it was good. He was just trying to get me down to lower health points. He has no more shields, so here I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna try and power up my Galvantula. I go for a move. I know that oh wow, I didn't know that it was a Mew at the end. So good thing I swapped to Galvantula because Bug does defeat Psychic. Here we have Scraggy. No, it is Crafty, never mind. It's a Foul Play. A Foul Play is really, really strong against me. And my opponent does lose a shield here. So it's definitely great for me. He I don't know why he used Power Up Punch. We both lose our first Pokemon. He goes for a normal Stunfisk, and he catches my Weather Ball on his Skarmory. So I quickly change to my Hydro Azu right here. And at this time, I know that it's a winning position for me. I still have my two shields. His Azu is super low, so I calculated it was over what was this, 7 or 8. So I knew he had a Brave Bird right there, and I'm trying to quickly, as much as possible, go to my Hydro Pump since it's super effective against Stunfisk, and that's good game. So next we have Swampert lead. Swampert lead, I stay in because I lunge. I want to make sure that his Swampert is debuffed as much as possible, and I swap to my Ninetales so I can absorb the Hydro Cannon right there. But they go for a Skarmory. So I just let it go at this time because I know that I have Galvantula anyways. So I wait for my seconds for my time clock, and I shield this because I want to preserve the health of my Galvantula as much as possible. Yeah, so I know that his his Swampert is already super low, and yep, I shield this. I shield it because I already have a lot of power anyways, and thankfully I shielded it. As you can see, is a Drifblim, and it's game over anyways. He has to face my fully fully healthy Azumarill right there. So this opponent decides to stay with his Politoed and quickly switches to Stunfisk and catches my Discharge. So that was a perfect move by my opponent. because my Galvantula is already like back to zero basically on my move, so I didn't have anything stored. But fortunately for me, his Stunfisk is destroyed by my 100 Pump, and he goes for Weather Ball. Weather Ball is definitely very weak against Azu, so I go for Play Rough. Is most likely gonna shield. Yeah, so one shield is gone. And here my Galvantula is super low, so I didn't want to switch to it. So Ninetales has to face a Skarmory at the back. So I just use a Weather Ball, and thankfully he shielded that. That was my play right there. I wanted to get rid of his shield ASAP, so that my Galvantula can have a shield for itself just in case. So it's Ninetales versus Galvantula. I lunge first. He gets to get rid of one of his shields, and this Ninetales is already on Psyshock and Weather Ball. And I see that he has a Wigglytuff at the back, and the charms on Wigglytuff is super strong. And I get to my Wigglytuff. Sorry, I get to my Play Rough. And here I'm thinking I'm in a winning position, so I'm gonna shield this. But unfortunately, the charms on Wigglytuff is super strong, and at the back he had a Marowak. And like I said, you guys, I forgot to change my my secondary move on my Ninetales back to Psyshock, and I was trying to get all the rewards because I was running out of TMs. So that's the reason why I still had dazzling gleam on my Ninetales. Here I'm switching to Ninetales just before my Galvantula dies, but he has a Bastiodon, guys, and I don't even know why I went to Psyshock. It's probably just because I wanted to see how how weak that move would be against a big rock right here. And yeah, as you can see, I already had enough TMs to get to Psyshock, because I think I only had like 5 before I started Go Battle League last night. And uses Play Rough, and here we go with Azu versus Azu with his shield. And unfortunately for me, I miscalculated when I was when I had the Galvantula still in play. I should have farmed just like a tiny bit more, so my Azu would have more health, but it's all good. My next opponent has a Politoed as lead and quickly switches to Ninetales, and here I catch his Weather Ball on my Azu, and yeah, opponent tried to go for Weather Ball and Psyshock, so I know both his movesets. But yeah, that's really like ineffective against Azu, so he quickly changes to Shift Tree. I shield here because I know I already have a move stored. So both his shields are gone. I go for Ninetales, and this was a very smart move for my opponent, going for Politoed yet again. And here I was kind of contemplating whether or not to use my shield, but I realized that, hey, I need to save Ninetales against Shift Tree, because the Powder Snow is super strong against him. And here it's a little bit of lag, but I get to my to one of my moves, and Lunge is super effective since it has a dark, since it's part dark. Here, Toxicroak versus Galvantula. So I quickly go for a Lunge just to see what my opponent does. He goes for the Mud Bomb. So Mud Bomb is debuffed. He switches to his Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk. Against Ninetales, it's definitely a losing position right here. So I try as much as possible to just chip in some damage until Azu gets into the game. And here I'm trying to look for the switch just in case he switches to anything else. So he goes for his Rock Slide, and he has a Meganium at the back, you guys. A Grass type. So I'm trying my best to get to the Lunge and hoping, praying that he doesn't shield. But he does shield, and the last few health that I had, I thankfully have enough to go for my second Lunge. So it's game over right here. All of his Pokemons are too low. So yeah, and that was a glitch at my opponent, saying that there was 2 more Pokemons at the back. All of them were all gone. Here I face a Lantern. So interesting lead. So I just stay, and I make him use his entire moveset. So he's back to 0 on his loaded energy. And here we both have shields, so it's an interesting situation right now, because he has his Hypno, who is actually really strong, and I had to shield that because I knew he had a Thunder Punch, and he keeps his shield, and this is where I lose, because it's a Vigoroth, you guys, at the back. So with 2 shields, yeah, it's like impossible for me to win that. So good game to my opponent right there. And another Politoed lead. He goes to his Ninetales, and by now I already know that Ninetales has Solar Beam, so I thankfully shield that. And I go for Play Rough because I know he won't be able to go for another Solar Beam, because he's too low anyways. So that's when once his Ninetales is gone, I have enough energy to counter his next Pokemon. And this is all Weather Balls. Oh, except for that. Yeah, so even when he goes for the Earthquake, it didn't matter anyways. So here I go for the Lunge, and honestly I use Lunge to get rid of shields, because most of the time my opponent does shield Lunge, even though for some of them it's not very effective, because Lunge only takes 3 fast moves anyways, and it's really good because it makes your opponent's attack fall. Here I stay against Ninetales. So like I said, I use Galvantula as an extra shield, and then I switch, and they have their own Galvantula, you guys. So they have their own Galvantula. I let go of the Discharge. So both their shields are gone. So I know now here I just have to wait, and just counting to make sure that my Lunge is there before he gets to his second Lunge. And at the back he has Diggersby, you guys. Diggersby, seriously. So I was super afraid of an Earthquake, but they have a Ninetales at the back. So I don't think I won this match, just because I could not deal with Diggersby being at the back. Yeah, this is game over. Yeah, this is like game over. So I tried to do my best there, but Diggersby at the back, that was an awesome team. So thank you, opponent, for that. And this is what I'm talking about IVs. So if you guys could see, my Galvantula is already in the red, but when I lunged him, his Galvantula was still on yellow. So yeah, that was crazy stuff. So IV rankings are very important. If you guys are still in the video, still watching, I have all the links down below regarding how to check your IVs on your Pokemon, and how to look at the rankings, the top monsters. What did I say? Top Pokemons that are being used right now in the league. And here, of course, I have to shield because it has to be a discharge, and we both are shieldless. So I go for my play rough as fast as possible, and I believe I win this one because I do catch his power whip, and this was very important for me catching his power whip, or else I would have lost. So yeah, I was just on a winning streak right here, and I face a Shadow Machamp as lead, and this is awesome. I get rid of one of his shield, so once he got rid of that, and I knew that I had to quickly change to Ninetales. And Ninetales' charms is super strong against a Shadow Machamp anyways. But it's not as effective on Dugong, but as you can see, it is chipping away. And we are both super low right here, and he has a bird at the back, which yeah, it's winning for me. Here to go Frostlass, and it's already winning at this point because Charms' Ninetales is super strong, and thankfully I kept my composure and didn't use my my move right there. So it's Azu versus Ninetales, and Azu is very winning here. So he changes to his Politoed, and I know he only has one more shield, so he has to. I think his only play was for him to shield that my opponent, but he didn't shield that. So here is an Altaria lead, and Altaria is a very good Pokemon against me. So I catch his Sky Attack on my Azumarill, and here one of his shield is gone now, but I'm on Sludge Bomb. Yeah, I'm on Sludge Bomb territory, so I had to shield that. But it wasn't a Sludge Bomb, and I'm trying my hardest. Oh, see, that was a Sludge Bomb right there. But trying my hardest to make sure I still have enough health on Azu, and thankfully he didn't have any shields there. So he Rock Slides my Azu. I wait for my clock to go out, and I have to make sure that I'm on the right place for my Pokemon, and I do catch the Sludge Bomb there, guys. That was clutch. So I really want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.